Hey guys, it's me, Carrie. I'm feeling all the sad feels today, so I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Um, Today is May 28th, and it would have been my brother's 45th birthday. However, as some of you know, many of you may not, my brother died on December 21st of 2012 due to pancreatitis brought on by over 20 years of alcoholism. He first shared with my family at age 15 that he, quote, thought he may have a problem with drinking. And from that point on, it was in and out of detoxes. He never honestly got any really significant inpatient treatment because in America, generally you have to be wealthy to be able to have access to that. The longest he was ever in treatment, inpatient, was, I believe, 30 days, and he got that twice. More often than not, it was literally 48 to 72 hours of hospital detox if he was in a really, really bad state, and then home and figure it out for yourself because you're not wealthy. Yet another thing that is so unjust about the healthcare system in America, but that's neither here nor there because my brother's just as dead. Either way, and I have a lot of different feelings about my brother. I mean, certainly there was a lot of anger and sadness connected to not only his loss but his life. If you are familiar with any alcoholics and have any that are close to you, you know that when they're when they're not in the state of recovery and maintaining sobriety, they can be some of the cruelest people on the planet. One of my brother's big refrains, knowing that I suffer from severe depression and anxiety, was, why don't you just go fucking kill yourself? Yeah, that was a big one. So, needless to say, there were a lot of wounds and a lot of hurts, and the majority of his life, he was an alcoholic. He lived to be 36, and he started drinking at 15, so you can do the math. And 15 was when he actually admitted he had a problem with drinking, so I couldn't say for sure when he actually started drinking. But I mean, you don't share something like that with your family at 15 years old unless the problem's been ongoing for a while. So I kind of say he was an alcoholic for 21 years, but it was probably longer than that. But I mean, we were close growing up. I was 3 years older, and our birthdays were 18 days apart, so we tended to have a lot of family birthday parties that were together because, you know, why have the family over twice? When you're a kid, you know, you get to have those fun family parties. Some people still have parties for their birthdays every year. That blows my mind. I haven't had a birthday party since a random one. I think I was like 23 and my family threw me a surprise party because I'd been begging all my life for one. I don't think I've had a birthday party since then. Some families like literally get together and celebrate birthdays every year. I wish I had one of those families. I do not, but I digress. When we were children, we often celebrated our birthdays together. You know, there would be a cake that would have both of our names on it, or it'd be a big enough sheet cake that, you know, there could be a section with Happy Birthday Carrie and Happy Birthday Jeff. You know, my name in pink, his name in blue, all traditional and shit, even though blue's been my favorite color for a long time. But, so I always, you know, kind of felt twinish a little bit just around my birthday, and it was just kind of fun. That is why to this day my favorite Sanrio characters are little twin stars, because it reminds me of me and my brother. But when we were younger, we got along quite well. I have a lot of happy memories of, you know, playing together. We didn't play with my toys, but we played with his toys. He had cool toys that, you know, I was into. He was not so much into, like, my Barbies and stuff. But I remember, like, in particular, Matchbox cars. It was just this crazy situation where he had, you know, a bucket or whatever of Matchbox cars, and we would dump them out on the floor, and, you know, we'd alternate choosing which cars we wanted to use until we went through every single car. and there was always this green Corvette that we both wanted. I think we probably did once, twice, 3 shoot or whatever, or 1 potato, 2 potato or whatever, to figure out who got to pick first. But we always both wanted that damn green Corvette. But the funny part is that by the time we finished choosing cars, we were usually like, we'd play for like 5 minutes and be over it. But the picking of the cars would take like a half hour. But I remember my dad, who also passed away in 1999 at 53, far too soon, used to take the paper bags from the grocery stores and cut them so that they were flat, and then he would take like a big thick black marker and he would draw out maps like for us to drive on with our Matchbox cars, and oftentimes he would draw like the actual streets of our town, and he would include our school and the firehouse and, you know, stop signs and trees, and it was just such fun and such simple joy. And, you know, I have a lot of happy memories with my brother, and those are what I try to cling to, you know, all these years later. God, next year will be 10 years since he's gone. That's just fucking blows my mind. But I always obviously get extra sad on his birthday and his death day, because how can you not? I mean, if you've lost anybody, I'm sure you can probably relate to that. Maybe that's not universally true, but those are the days that I think about him the most. And yeah, so I'm just really feeling the blues today, more so than just my usual baseline misery. I actually have a reason why I'm feeling, you know, so sad today. I don't even want to say depressed, because I don't like to use the word depressed as an emotion, because then people who don't understand the mental illness of depression think, you know, well, everybody gets depressed, you know, whatever, get over it. Depression, the mental illness, is not something one can get over. It's something that can be mitigated and treated through meds, through talk therapy, which are both things that I use. I recently discovered that liquid marijuana actually helps me with that, and that's an interesting insight to have. I'm not telling anybody to go out and do anything illegal. Recreational marijuana is legal in the state of New York now. I'm certainly not encouraging any minor children to do anything like that. I'm not encouraging anybody to do anything. I'm really just sharing my thoughts and what works for me. But those things just kind of help to take the edge off. They certainly don't fix or cure anything. So when people say I'm depressed, I mean, I get that that's, you know, synonymous with sadness for a lot of people, but you know, I choose to use the term that my therapist is the first person to introduce me to, pervasive depressive disorder, for what I have, rather than just simply saying I have depression, because again, everybody knows what it's like to feel depressed. Doesn't mean you know what it's like to have depression. Very, very, very different things. I've discussed that with you guys many times before, and I'm sure I will many times again. But yeah, this is not just depression for no reason today. I'm actually sad for a reason. I'm missing my brother. I'm really angry, like, at God as I know him, or it, that, you know, my brother couldn't be successful in his efforts at sobriety. I am angry that he was my only sibling, and now I don't have a sibling anymore, and I haven't for a long time. I'm angry that I haven't had a father in over 20 years. I'm angry about a lot of things. I'm sad about them, but I'm also really, really angry about them. And I'm not sure what to do with those emotions. I really am not. I made some jewelry earlier to attempt to sell in my Persevering Pretties shop on my Facebook page. I don't make a lot of sales, to be honest. I don't know why. Personally, I think the stuff I make is really cute and worth a lot more than I sell it for. I sell bracelets for $5. That just the supplies cost more than $5, let alone the time and effort it takes to make them. And I charge $5 to ship, which basically is literally just what it costs to buy a padded mailer and mail jewelry securely. So I don't understand it. I see other people sell jewelry that is comparable to mine for a lot more money. I don't know if it's just because they are on Etsy, or because they publicize more, or because they just are who they are, and I'm just, you know, a nobody, so, you know, whatever. But it's frustrating. But I did make some jewelry today in the hopes that perhaps it will sell. Usually I end up giving shit away because that's just my nature. I'm a giving person, and it makes me feel good to give gifts, but sometimes it would be nice to earn a little bit of money. Since I don't work a traditional job, I literally just do YouTube and my Pura Vida repping, which is not an actual job, and certainly doesn't provide an actual salary, and making stuff to sell. That's what I do. So it doesn't really bring in any money most of the time. But I'm getting off on a tangent, but that's just something else that makes me sad and is frustrating. But why I brought it up was how I was trying to distract myself to get through the day and do something positive. So I did that. So that was the thing that I did. So yay me, whatever. That I have a weird red spot on my chest that I don't know if it's just because I scratched it or I have a rash, so that's why I'm kind of doing this with my hair, to hide it, even though I just showed it to you anyway, so what the fuck, what was that for? But I don't know. Sometimes it just helps to talk to you guys and put shit out there. Speaking of shit, I look like shit right now, but clearly I'm not super concerned about that because I'm recording. Okay, trying to get comfy. Trying not to have like 6 chins, but yeah, this is not a flattering angle. Whatever, it is what it is. And of course all I can see is my fucking chipped tooth that everybody tells me it's so not noticeable. It's really fucking noticeable. Not to mention that my teeth are yellow, and I hate that, and that's been a lifelong thing. It's just genetic, and it sucks, and gray hairs are coming in, so yeah, I'm just rocking the hotness today. But whatever, I don't rock hotness any day, so why should today be any different? But yeah, I miss my brother a lot. I miss my dad a lot. I am envious, quite simply, of people who still have their parents and still have their siblings. I don't want to be. I know envy is not a beneficial emotion to feel. It doesn't serve any purpose. You know, I don't want to begrudge other people having things that I have. That's wonderful, and I'm really happy that they have them, but I'm not going to lie, I'm jealous that they have them. I wish I still had a sibling. I wish I still had a dad, you know, but I don't, and that's just the way it is. Some people have better lives than others. Some people have worse lives than others. It's all a matter of perspective. But just really going through some shit today, so I figured I'd come on and talk with you guys about it. Maybe it's something some of you guys can relate to. I hope it's something that a lot of you guys cannot relate to, because, you know, it's not a cool club to be in. The club of losing someone dear, let alone 2 people in your immediate family that only had 4 members to begin with. So yeah, it really sucks, and I'm not happy about it, and I'm just feeling the feels. So like I said, thought I'd come on and share a little bit with you guys, get a little venting, I don't know, connectivity with you guys sometimes makes me feel a little bit better. So I'm just, and I know I'm really probably annoying you with this hair shit, but it's calming my nerves. It's either that or I just bring on my one of my squishmallows. This is my Naomi, my narwhal. Maybe I'll hold her for a little while. You guys know, because I've shared it, I'm very tactile. I very much love squishy, soft things. Hence my little velvety pillowcase and my narwhal. And so much of the stuff that I own that, you know, is clearly not intended for 48-year-old women, but 0 fucks given. I'm not concerned about that kind of shit. I'm still concerned about a lot of things that are stupid and I shouldn't be, but that is not one of them. And there's my sheet that I have over my windows for when I do Zoom sessions, blowing, because it was raining and it's nice and cool here on Long Island tonight. I have my fan on, but it's not like hot AC requiring weather, which it has been the past few days, so this is actually really pleasant weather. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and talk with you guys for a little while, just share what I'm going through. Like I said, hopefully some of you find it relatable, but not too many of you, if that sounds right, if that makes sense. I mean, obviously, ideally, I don't want anyone to be able to relate to how much it hurts to lose someone you love, but I'm not stupid, and I know that many of you probably can. And even if you can't, you know, if you have empathy in your heart, which if you're on this channel, I would imagine you probably do, you know, you can feel compassion and, you know, understanding somewhat, you know, if not necessarily understanding, just compassionate empathy for someone who's going through something. And today I'm that person that's going through the thing. So, yeah, for what it's worth, just thought I'd share a little bit with you guys. Feel free to leave comments if you wish. Feel free to like this video if you did. Feel free to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of future uploads, should you wish for that. And know that I care about you guys, and that's why I trust you enough to share these things with you, because they're important. Because YouTube shouldn't just be about unboxings and, you know, cute animal videos and people trying to make shit go viral to make money. I mean, I post shit like that, you know, I post cute animal videos, I post unboxings, but I think YouTube can serve a far bigger purpose. I think when it connects us to each other on a heart and a soul level, and, you know, an intellectual level, and maybe even a spiritual level, whatever that means to you. I don't even know what that means to me. I think, you know, big picture, YouTube can really change lives. Like, seriously, like, in a deep way. When people feel less alone and less afraid and less stigmatized and less broken, I think that's a really good thing. And if I can contribute to that in any way, shape, or form, it's my honor and privilege to do so. I want to leave some kind of legacy for when I'm gone, and if that could be it, that'd be pretty damn fucking awesome. So, okay, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna hug my narwhal some more. Probably gonna watch Joe Bob Briggs in about 8 minutes if it's a good episode tonight. Hopefully it will be, even if it's not one that I like. I really like Joe Bob. I met him at an event, and he's a really nice man. And I love Diana Prince, aka Darcy the Mail Girl. She's become a really good friend of mine through social media, and I got to meet her at the same event, and we just clicked, and she's just an awesome human being, just someone that I really care about a lot. So it's just fun for me to even just watch the introduction and get to see my friend for a little while. It makes me feel good. And FYI, if you watch at the beginning when she's in her Darcy the Mail Girl outfit for the season 3, if you happen to look very carefully at her left wrist, you may notice a beaded bracelet. If you do, I actually gave that to her. It's a beaded bracelet, and it has letters on it, and the letters spell strong AF, because she is. I like to give gifts, like I said, of bracelets and whatever to people I care about, and she is strong as fuck, and she honored me by wearing it this season, so you may see that tonight if you watch. Keep your eyes peeled. But yeah, it's a blink and you'll miss it kind of thing, but she told me in advance to look for it, so that just made my heart burst, and it makes me feel really good. So anyway, I could definitely use a little good feelings tonight. Alright, I love you guys so much. I will be back soon with more stuff, and yeah, that's it. Good night.